Hi, Roy Williams with Airframe Components, and welcome back to episode 2 of the 1959 Cessna 150 restoration project for Phil Allison. On our last episode, we talked about the history of the aircraft and the sentiment that Phil has for this particular aircraft that he learned to fly in. So, Phil, you bought the aircraft. When did you buy the aircraft? What year?
It would have been 2012.
Okay, 2012, brought it back here to Indiana, started working on it. At that time, Phil approached us and asked, hey, if we could help on this project here just to speed up the time frame of it. We received the aircraft in, April or May, I believe, of 2016. My goal is to have this done approximately April or May of 2017, so we're looking at a 1-year time frame to have this aircraft together. So as you can see, we have the fuselage here mounted up in a jigging fixture. Phil had already started stripping the paint off of the exterior of the aircraft. We finished stripping the paint. We removed the side skins here. We removed the upper cabin roof skin as well. Gives us access to the interior of the aircraft. We cleaned and epoxy primed everything on the interior. Of course, when the aircraft was built originally in 1959, there was no internal corrosion proofing, there was no external paint. They weren't expecting these airplanes to be flying in 2017. The time, it was 10 years, I think is what Cessna had engineered. Cessna had not planned on the aircraft flying for more than 10 years, that they would be recycled at that time. So internal priming, external paint, that was not required at that time. So we have opened it all up. We've cleaned and epoxy primed the interior. We've changed all the hardware in there, all brand new bolts, all brand new cables, all brand new pulleys, all brand new wiring. So we're taking this aircraft back to actually better than original. You can see we've changed out the stinger skin, where of course the tail tie-down ring has been punished a few times and damaged. That's all been replaced. Having these side skins off allows us access to the inside for putting everything back, and then the new side skin will go on here. Of course, when we're completed with the fuselage, then everything will be polished, so it'll all come back to a natural brilliance. While we had it all apart here, we took the spar carry-throughs out for the wings. We found one mounting block on the right rear spar attach fitting that was corroded. We found dirt and debris inside the carry-throughs, but other than that, everything was clean. The fuselage was clean. It wasn't the same shape that the wings were in. We've cleaned up the battery box, put all new wiring in there for the electrical system as well. Phil has taken the landing gear and he's got that back at his shop. The nose gear is going to be going next, and those will all be painted back to either like a silver or a gray color, which is how they would have left the factory originally. And then when we get all done with the polish, then we'll put the red trim stripe back on as original. And Cessna calls it a vermilion red or a damask red, and we're still trying to find chip charts, trying to find that original color. The interior would have had minimal carpeting in there. The door sills, the rudder pedals would have been painted what they call a natural, which is more of a kind of a cream color. And then flat black, of course, on top of the instrument panel. So moving around here to the front of the aircraft, you can see we've changed out the boot cowl skins. We put a brand new firewall on the aircraft as well. Phil, I know it had been after we brought the aircraft back here, it was a couple weeks before you came over here. I don't know if this was the extent to which you wanted this restored. I wasn't quite sure what you had in mind, so I don't know if at this point, where you think we're at on the project as far as are we doing it the way you wanted it to be done, or too much, or not enough?
Absolutely, it's going the way I like. Being in the restoration business for years myself, unfortunately there's no place to quit once you start. So you just can't do something halfway. You got to do it right. I'm a perfectionist, and I understand what it takes to get there. Yes, that has a conflict with your financial wishes, but someplace you have to meet in the middle to accomplish what you're trying to. But no, this is exactly what I was able to do the other airplane because it was all fabric. I don't have the equipment and so on to do the sheet metal work like Roy's able to do here, because that's what they're set up to do. So it's coming out great.
So, being a 1959 aircraft, of course, years of flying, how many hours does this aircraft have on it?
Actually, by today's standards, it's a very low time airplane. It's 2,700 hours total time. And I did some research, and the national average on the full production run of Cessna 150s, the average time's up around 8,000 hours.
So this is a fairly low time aircraft, 2,700 hours, but in that 2,700 hours of flight time, this had received some sort of damage to the firewall. The firewall had been replaced. There'd been a patch on the bottom right here, some blind rivets in here. So we pulled out the damaged firewall. We had a brand new firewall here we put back in, put everything back with factory original riveting. We'd found the rudder pedal bars inside had been bent and distorted. So this gives us a good chance to, like Phil says, where do you stop on these things? You can't leave damaged parts in there. Of course, stuff that's just worn out, stuff that's corroded over the years. Now is the perfect opportunity while it's all wide open to address all those issues. So a new firewall, new side skins. These had cracks in them, had corrosion underneath. The frame that goes around the firewall, that's been replaced. Of course, you can see the carry-through here from the front. Both the forward and the aft carry-throughs had been pulled out and cleaned and put back together, all brand new hardware in there as well. We've put new steering boots on here. We'll put all brand new rudder pedal bars back in here. Phil has the engine out, and you're going to be addressing that over the winter.
Take care of that this winter.
So we have the Continental 0200 engine, and you'll be, how far do we get into the engine?
Totally. Again, there's no place to stop. It has to be done right. One of the things that I don't know if Roy mentioned or not, but of course the primary purpose of this aircraft was a trainer. So the fact that it was a trainer, its 2,700 hours was 2,700 hours of hard life.
And once this project gets done, this aircraft will be better than any Cessna 150 out there.
Yes.
So it will not receive the hard abuse, at least we hope it won't,
No.
after we get done with the project. Well, stay tuned for future episodes on the progress of our restoration of this 1959 Cessna 150.